do a couple quick, easy dump cake recipes for you. So you'll see a whole bunch going on here. We're doing 3 separate ones so you can understand that you can mix and match, do whatever you want. Once again, you're going to line your Dutch ovens just because they're sticky and nobody wants to clean that after they've had dinner and dessert.
And it is important that we keep our cast iron clean and dry. One of the things with the cast iron, Lisa's lining all of these Dutch ovens here. The chickens that we put in earlier today, we didn't line. But it's important that we take care of our cast iron. There's a lot of different kinds of cast iron you can get. We've got 3 lodges up here, I think, aren't they?
One's a Wenzel.
Is one a Wenzel? I thought they were all lodges. Okay. You can buy the Dutch ovens at any sort of sporting goods store. The big chain stores, all of those, they carry them. The Dutch ovens, any of the cast iron pans. Lisa and I have a disagreement, and there's a lot of people that disagree on this. I clean my cast iron with soap and water. Now, I don't use heavy detergent. It never goes in the dishwasher. But I do use soap and water on it. After I clean it, I put it back on the stove to dry it completely. And then I take a little bit of vegetable oil and coat the inside and the outside with vegetable oil. And that just forms a barrier over it so the metal can't oxidize and start to corrode or rust. Okay, Lisa, you got the chocolate cherry dump cake going?
Got the chocolate cherry going. 2 cans of pie filling, and you can use any flavor. This one happens to be cherry. We're going to dump chocolate cake on top of it.
And this is just a chocolate cake mix. It's a regular cake mix. It's not a just add water. I think the directions have called for some oil and eggs in this.
Yep.
But all we're going to do is spread this right on top, put some butter on it.
Clean this off with
I'll
a paper
take
towel.
care of that. Okay.
Pour your cake in.
We'll swap.
So just to avoid having everything that we're carrying, oh, you already unzipped it, sorry. We just put our cake mixes in a bag. So now we have a Ziploc bag for leftovers if we want. That we can pop right in the cooler. Most kids, you're not going to have a lot of leftovers. So you just spread that out evenly on top of your cherries. And I want about half a pound of butter in here.
Right. So we got butter in a 1 pound block. You get butter in just regular sticks. But both Lisa and I will agree on this. You need to use butter, not margarine.
Okay, you got another pound of butter over there.
Yeah, we got another pound. Do we need a little more in there?
No, I think we're good.
Okay.
And if you want to zoom in on that, John.
If you're using sticks of butter, just cut them off in real thin pats and just do the same thing. Spread it all over. So, Lisa, how about if I put the lid on that and take that and get that ready for the fire?
You can do that. That one is ready to go. You can also add nuts to the top if you care to. This one is peach. And of course it doesn't want to come out. The peach one I'm going to add a little bit of brown sugar and cinnamon to. And I didn't find any blueberries when I was at the grocery store. I'd be chucking some blueberries in there as well.
I'll be right back.
So there's our peach. We've got it all spread out.
All right.
Go ahead and just cut this in half and give it half.
So, Lisa, how long do we leave these in the fire for, roughly?
These are going to cook for about 30 minutes. And you do have to check them occasionally. to make sure they're doing okay.
Now, when we say we put them in the fire, we're using charcoal today. So with the charcoal, what we're going to do is we're going to put some of the briquettes on the bottom and then put some right on top on the lid. It's very important that you have charcoal on both the top and the bottom for these, or they won't bake. They'll just cook from the bottom up, and that's not a really good flavor.
And we do want them to bake. It's just like bacon in your oven.
There's some more butter for that one.
And we're not mixing this, we're just spreading it out. And there is the second one.
How about if we switch here? And I'll go get this one on the fire.
In my box of utensils, I always have a can opener. Make sure you get a decent can opener. There's nothing worse than being out in the woods and having a can opener that doesn't work.
If you've ever tried to open 5 or 6 cans in a row with the can opener on your Swiss Army knife or your Boy Scout pocket knife, you'll understand those can openers do work, but they're not fun.
The apples are stuck in there.
All right.
And if you're doing something like bacon in the morning and you want a can for your grease, just save one of your pie filling cans.
What do you mean if you're doing something like bacon? We always do bacon when we're out in the woods.
Bacon, sausage. Okay, if you're doing bacon, which you should be.
A little bit of brown sugar on this one.
A little bit of brown sugar. Ah, we have some leftover raisins.
All right. You got the cinnamon to go in there too, don't you?
Yep.
One more sprinkle of brown sugar.
I might as well use these up.
There we go.
A little bit of cinnamon. It's a little breezy, so my cinnamon is blowing everywhere. And that's ready to go. Oh, sorry.
Not without the butter,
We forgot
it's
the butter.
not. I think there's a famous cook that wouldn't be happy with you. Everything's better with more butter. One more piece.
And lid. Kind sir. And there you
And
go.
I'll go put this one on the fire.
Did we not put cake on there? Guess what, folks?
Nope, we're okay. We're okay.
It's like something's not right. You messed up my rhythm. I don't know what happened.
All right, so
This one gets white cake mix. One spoon separate. I'll say something doesn't look right.
and we'll go ahead and put the butter on.
Yike. There's more in there.
And I think that one's ready for the fire too, right?
That one is ready to go.
All right, so far today we've cooked breakfast, some things that we could use for lunches, the pizzas, some different things, and a whole bunch of desserts along with the savory, some chickens.
So if you go hungry, it's not our fault.
All right, so we've got our last three Dutch ovens in the fire here. Now, what we did was we stacked them. So we have coals underneath the Dutch oven, coals on top, and so we're just economizing the heat from the top and using that for the bottom of this next Dutch oven. And we put some coals on top. You can actually stack these 3 or 4 high, and we've done that once or twice. The problem with that is the whole time it's cooking, you're sitting there biting your nails hoping they don't spill. So
Or something on the bottom doesn't burn because you have to pull 3 off to check the bottom.
yeah. So stacking one on top seems to work real well. Any more than that, while it can be done, it's a little iffy. So Lisa, you want to look at this one here and tell me what you think?
Oh yeah, that one is done.
Oh, that one looks amazing.
That looks yummy. Some of that a little bit better.
So you ready to check this one here?
Yep.
Oh, look at that.
Tasty.
And those are raisins, by the way. So,
yeah, we didn't let anything else in there.
all right, we got one more. I don't know if the camera can get to this last one here, but let's see what this one looks like. Oh, that one's all bubbling.
Yep.
These are going to be good. Now, one of the things that I will tell you about these, and Lisa has got us on these more than once. Right after you pull them out of the fire, you really need to let them rest for a little while. And that means cool down because they are screaming hot. If you take the lid off and just lay a piece of foil over, they'll cool down a lot quicker.
So let's get these off the...
All right, want to take them over to the table and we'll sample some?
Yeah, of course we're going to sample.
All right, well here's our last 3 desserts, Lisa.
Notice they're still bubbling, everyone.
Yeah, they will take a while to cool off. We wanted to take just a second and say thank you to Mr. John Parks for running the camera for us all day. He's been a great help. Not only did he run the camera, oh, that looks good. Not only did Mr. Parks run the camera, but he helped us with a lot of the cooking and prep work also. So thank you, John.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
John.
You want another spoon?
Yeah. I was trying not to have to wash more.
So this is my plate. Were you going to get a plate for you, Lisa?
Oh, this is good. Alrighty.
So this is no.
Fork.
So which one do you normally
I like
prefer?
all of them.
Yeah, it's hard for me to choose on these. These are all so good. The chocolate cherry might be my favorite, but
Oh, this is going to be really hot.
so I think what we're going to do, Lisa, because these are screaming hot, we're going to go ahead and say thank you guys all for coming out today. We hope you've learned a lot. If things work out properly, we may be able to do a question and answer next. We're still trying to make sure that we're going to be able to get online and do that. But thank you. If you have any questions at all, there'll be contact for Lisa and I on there. Don't hesitate to fire us off an email or give us a call. And if you guys are cooking outdoors sometime and want somebody to come and taste the food, I'm more than willing.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.